Get that out of the way.
What does that mean?
Nothing. Just something I do.
Really?
Yeah.
You mark it, so.
Anybody sitting next to me?
Oh.
I've done it to you before.
We're ready
You have?
to roll.
Yeah.
I got some paper though. Okay.
We're good to go.
Very good. Thank you, Laura. Okay, I'd like to call to order this meeting of the Green Bay Public Arts Commission. Today's Wednesday, March 28th, 2018. We're in room City Hall, room number 207. It is 8 o'clock. Quick roll call. Ken Tutchison, I'm here. Alex Zacharias, not here yet. Alderman Randy Scannell.
Present.
Matthew Buchanan.
Here.
Tiffany Bowles.
Here.
And liaison representatives Stacy
Hi.
Minks. And Beth Lemke is not here yet. Lee Clemens is not here also from the Civic Symphony. We are in room 207, which is different from our normal room, so it might be showing up late. Approval of, can I get a
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Very good. Approval of the minutes from
Motion
February
to
28th.
approve. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Very good. We have no communications today, so let's jump right into old business. We have number 1, discussion. It's I literally.
We can discuss it.
I'm sorry, I couldn't bring coffee. I don't know where the
That's
mug's
all
going.
right.
Yeah.
Discussion with possible action regarding the fundraising cabinet for the GBPAC. We're there.
Yeah, we are. So we got our fundraising packet finalized. And now we have reached out to our cabinet members. First off, I think we need more cabinet members.
Mhm.
But we're working on setting up a meeting with them next week, hopefully, otherwise the next week in April. So what I have here is kind of, I guess, the meeting setup that I'm planning to have with them. But I'm looking for some guidance as far as if this is acceptable to ask of them, or if this is a good starting point for a conversation to have with our cabinet, or if there are things that I need to be including for our cabinet to be focusing on as we start our fundraising.
Come have a seat, Alex.
He made it.
This
Yay!
is just wrong. You know I gotta get a picture of this.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, we're on camera.
Morning.
Okay, so right now Laura is updating us on item number 1, old business, which is the fundraising cabinet. And talking about the overview.
No, we were talking about we need more members.
Yeah. Would you just like to keep going? Or?
That was about it. I think we
Okay.
need more members, and this is kind of the guideline that I have set up. But if there are things that I should take off of here, or if we should be adding on to it, such as like, I don't know if we're, as far as like number 2, like the draft timeline of the campaign, are we gonna do a donor appreciation event, or like have some sort of appreciation for our donors? Is that something that we should be thinking about, or something that the cabinet focuses on? These are kind of the questions I have, since I've never run a fundraising campaign before.
So I would think that those decisions would be made by the cabinet.
Okay.
And
I think there should be some demonstration of gratitude,
Yeah,
one
yeah.
way or another.
Sure.
At a party,
Yeah.
something.
yep. And
I know we were talking about maybe having some sort of appreciation event to coincide with the art unveiling that we have, just to draw more attention to what we do,
yeah,
so.
that makes sense. Okay. How many? So just so that everybody else knows, how many members do we have right now for the cabinet?
I sent out the email to about 5 people,
Yep.
because I didn't have 2 people's emails. So
Okay.
I haven't been able to reach out to them.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. So we're looking for, do you have any update on,
Did Johanna respond to you?
Yep.
Yeah, so
Okay.
Johanna,
she's in?
she wants to know more information.
More information, okay.
But that means she's interested.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
I had one person say no, because they're busy right now. So at the moment, it's looking at like 5 people, which I think we need to double.
Yeah.
just because this is kind of an ambitious goal.
I think once we get the first meeting done and everyone's able to talk and kind of dial in on what we're doing, they're gonna have friends.
I was gonna say, I'm hoping that maybe they have connection or people that they think would also be interested in partaking in it.
Yeah.
Um,
So definitely let's go ahead with that first meeting in April with whoever we have.
Okay.
And then we'll go from there. And they'll be able to make those decisions, I think. What is the rest of you, like, should we be making those decisions? Or should the cabinet be making the decisions about having the events and the type of fundraising campaign they want to run?
I think they should be making decisions, making decisions on the kind of campaign they want to run, because they're going to be running it. But I think as far as an appreciation party, we should be in on that.
That should be a known, I mean, we should assume that that's what we're gonna do.
Right, but I think we could help. I don't know if they're fundraising, I don't think they need to plan a party or an
No.
event, or we should be doing that.
We should do the party?
Yeah.
Or the appreciation, or whatever it is gonna be. I mean, they're gonna be busy. Let them focus on fundraising,
Okay,
and we'll do everything else.
okay.
And then, because we could add to that appreciation, then we might have something like an auction or whatever, that kind of thing going on too, so that
Yeah.
it's still always at raising monies, but I think that's an opportunity.
Okay.
We should make the party for them. Maybe that'll help them, entice them that we're actually serious and doing something like this.
Okay, so we want to take on the responsibilities as the
Saying thank you.
planner,
Yeah.
essentially.
The same.
Yeah, we'll figure that out. I mean, the committee can throw in their 2 cents and everything, if they got some
Yeah,
ideas.
I think they should definitely help guide.
But to
this
throw a
process.
party for yourself,
No, this would be a party for the
Donors.
For the donors.
oh, for the donors.
Yeah, and so
Got you.
it's almost like a
Right.
fundraising event.
Right.
I mean, is that something we want to do, or do you want to have, I mean, there are different ways to appreciate.
Yeah, donor donuts.
Well, that's why I think we need more information from people
Gotcha.
who know more about this. So before I think we commit to like throwing one of those parties, we need to evaluate if this is like going to be to our advantage, or if we want to put those resources to something else. I like the idea of it. Yeah. Any thoughts from the ladies?
I recommend it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
there should be some donor appreciation of some kind.
Although donors like to see what their money's going towards.
Yeah.
And having that networking opportunity.
Yeah,
to
right.
Actually talk about what's happening in the board and what's gonna happen with this money. Saying this is just the start and this is where we're gonna go and get next year's support from them too. Definitely recommend it. You wanna put her.
But you really,
Yeah.
to get on,
Right.
Oh, no.
No.
Oh, no.
but I mean, you may not be picked up on
That's
recording.
okay.
No,
Yeah.
for the minutes.
Mhm.
Well, yes, Stacy has just mentioned, if that didn't come up, that we should probably do that, be in our interest to butter them up. Yeah, okay. It's a good idea, good insight. Okay, so let's just plan that we're gonna do that, but before the GBPAC takes on those responsibilities, I'd like to have feedback from the cabinet.
Yeah.
Any other discussion about the event before we back out to just regular cabinet stuff? Okay?
Yeah, I support what they're saying. They make a really good point about the networking opportunities, and it's something they get excited about, and especially if it is during the unveiling of the new sculpture or during some other similar event, it will really make a significant impact. I think so. I
Okay.
agree.
You're in favor of the event?
I am.
Okay. Very good. Okay, any other things, any other, so we want more members, definitely. We have 5 right now. Beth, I don't know if you heard that part. 5 members, we want to get more. We want to double that number probably. We're going to go ahead with the meeting in April. But this meeting in April, that's something that we're going to have to kind of facilitate, right? Because they haven't never met yet. So that's something that we're going to have to create an agenda for maybe, and
That's kind of what this is.
this meeting? Or,
This
oh, I see.
attachment.
I see.
That's kind of the rough agenda, I guess, that I've
Okay, yeah, I'll look at the back.
come up with for our fundraising cabinet.
Great.
Um, I mean, there are questions on there, but that's more like, that's my brain vomit coming out and asking you guys, is this something that we should be asking of our cabinet?
Yes. This is pretty much all the things that we've been talking about over the past 6 months.
Also, how do we feel about the timeline of the campaign? If we don't have all of our members set up by April, do we want to push this back a month?
Oh, I see. Just so that we have a stronger effort.
Yeah. I mean, that's something I guess that we can decide at the cabinet meeting if we,
I think,
after that meeting, if we're like, oh man, like we have 5 more people that want to jump on in April,
yeah.
started in May.
So looking at June, so we have a June goal of $150,000.
So that would be the midway point
Yep.
in the 3-month campaign.
And then August is our 300. We had talked about doing a 3-month campaign. Does this like if we haven't even had a meeting yet, does this seem reachable? It seems.
Well, I don't know if it's reachable, but I think we should just go forward and then we could always reschedule, you know what I mean? I think we should have our first meeting and then have those members there
Evaluate.
and give us their, their input, and then we just adjust.
Okay.
Well, we got dates, let's just,
Okay. So
Yeah.
just go into it and they can adjust it.
and then we could, or no, you are with the help of our input, and then,
Yeah.
but I think we should just go forward.
Because we're, like, maybe I'm wrong, are we fundraising experts? I know I'm not.
Right.
You two kind of are.
You're always gonna be in search of cabinet members.
Right.
You're never gonna have
Really?
enough.
Okay.
Sure.
You're never gonna have enough, it just depends on who is that initial ask and who they know and if they care about the arts.
Sure.
Okay.
There's a lot of different entities here in town that, only give
Yeah.
human services for. So it's finding that initial
Mhm.
group.
So just get going with it.
Mhm.
I just feel like there's a lot of questions out there that we don't have answers to because we're not fundraising
Right.
experts. These people hopefully will be.
Okay.
They'll almost be our consultants in a way
Oh,
on
yeah.
how to do this.
Yeah.
And so maybe just getting started with that initial meeting with the people that we already have identified, having some conversations about how to figure out how we move this thing forward might make good sense.
Just make sure that you have, if you're putting this off to this group and saying, go forth and run with it, make sure that they have the consistent messaging
Okay.
of what it is that they're actually asking, because the donors will likely have questions and they need to be able to have that communication.
Right.
So make sure
Right.
that that group, if, the turnover with the folks who are on this cabinet, if that's high and they just can't commit or they're coming on later, you want to have that solid messaging.
Right. Okay.
I mean, ideally, we would want cabinet members who are already very invested in our group, who understand what we're doing, where we came from, and they can speak to that, really easily and quickly.
Yeah.
Um,
So maybe we want to have add to this agenda for the cabinet, something that is just like an overview of the GBPAC's mission and vision and mission, vision, and kind of like what we've done, what we've accomplished, and maybe on the front end, something like that.
Okay. I was planning on showing the packet too.
Oh, right. Yeah, that would be good. Yeah, they're gonna need to know that packet inside and out.
I was talking with Will yesterday. He's with the neighborhood.
Will Peters?
Yep. Because he's actually working on fundraising stuff now too. And he was saying that, because I've never done fundraising like this before, so our cabinet member would go out to whoever they know and ideally have either myself or like one of us to come along to help explain. Because I mean,
Right.
we're the GBPAC, we help run it, so who knows it better than us?
Makes good sense.
So I mean, I think it would be in our best interest to offer ourselves up for those opportunities.
More than you know.
If they call up, hey, I'm gonna be meeting with Joe Big Dollars on Wednesday.
Ooh, I like that guy.
I think it would be
Yeah.
good for us to go and tag along.
And if one of us has like a connection slightly with Joe Big Dollars, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that sounds good. Is everyone on board with that?
Sure.
Very
Okay, good. Then, so I'd like to go ahead and entertain a motion to accept this fundraising packet agenda for our April meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Good. So that's exciting. Start getting those dollar bills rolling in here.
Yeah. Show me the money.
300,000. Let's do it. Item number 2, old business, discussion with possible action on the status of the Bloomberg Philanthropies Public Art Challenge and the Green Bay Packers Foundation grant applications. Okay.
Just an update on the Bloomberg Philanthropy Public Art Challenge. We did meet with Chuck Ryback with the university to discuss our Green Bay Healing Hearts project idea, and he said he was all for it. Basically, he needed a timeline of the project to see when the grant dollars would actually be coming in and how it would correlate with the academic calendar. So I'm just waiting to hear back from him if it actually works for the university. If not, we may have to drop this grant just because April 19th is coming very fast. So that's kind of the status on the Bloomberg Public Art Challenge. As far as the Green Bay Packers Foundation grant, someone actually passed it along to me, which is super helpful. I love when people just pass me grant opportunities. But this is through the Green Bay Packers Foundation. This year they are sponsoring projects that focus on the arts and culture. That's us. So the application, I didn't bring up the website, but basically everything that's on their website is kind of in this little attachment blurb here. Application is open from now until June 1st. So we would be able to put our application together. The grant dollars are only able to be used for projects. So this would be something that we would have to funnel it either into rotating arts or annual grants. It wouldn't go towards operation costs or anything like that.
It could go into both, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything as far as a timeline on when the grant dollars had to be used up. I didn't think there was anything that mentioned there was a deadline for when those needed to be used, but there could be, it's just hidden somewhere. But the grant is in a range of a minimum of $3,000 to a max of $10,000. So either way, it would be nice to just get a little extra push.
Yeah. So, do we have a timeline on our application when we want to turn that in?
I was gonna ask you guys.
So,
Well-
what are your thoughts? Should we shoot for this thing?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, definitely. I agree, yeah.
It's probably one of the more low-hanging fruits
I think so.
because it's local, it's geared directly toward what we're about, so
Yeah.
why wouldn't we go for it?
And
Yeah.
then we go to other donors and ask, well, what have you received? It's always good to say, well, we've got this grant from
Good network.
Bay already, so that we have things happening.
Yeah,
Very good.
we handle the public utility, the UPS, so we have a resume already started, so.
Okay, so, we're all in favor, well, entertain a motion to go ahead and put together an application for the Green Bay Packers Foundation grant.
So moved.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Great. So, now so June 1st is our deadline for our application. Laura, like, what's your workload? When do you think you can fit it in? Because that gives us a decent amount of time. And if you just want to wait till the deadline, that'd be fine, I think.
Yeah, I feel like I could probably get it before June,
Okay.
but life is crazy, so.
And then I don't know, but it'll help just to, they have to have like a person you can actually talk to and say, hey, is this who we are, what do you think, and,
Well, I figure I'm running it past you guys too, as far as, I'm not just gonna send it off.
no, yeah.
Willy-nilly, yeah.
But I mean, just to get more information from them directly to say, well, we wouldn't give the money for your purpose, and that, they might give us suggestions of a better way of
Mhm.
receiving that money if you guys did this kind of thing,
Yeah.
you know?
Laura, have you contacted anybody from the Green Bay Packers Foundation yet?
No.
Okay. So probably a good idea just to call them up and say we're interested in applying, and maybe if they have any,
Suggestion.
yeah,
Helpful
suggestions
tips or
or
anything.
tips. And then maybe at our, so May, if we could have something at our May meeting that would kind of discuss the bullets on the application, just so we could just say, oh, this would be a better idea if we did this, or it sounds great, go ahead and do it.
Okay.
Maybe this is a question for Celestine. Has the city applied for Green Bay Packers Foundation grants in the
I was
past?
gonna say, we probably have, yeah.
Absolutely.
So we might want to look into that and see what we did. Although it's a different program, I'm guessing they have a similar method, process, and probably application requirements we might be able to
Kind of
take a
see what
look
has
at.
worked in the past.
mhm.
Make it
I saw
easier.
that the neighborhood leadership, they got one, so. I was
Okay.
gonna ask, since me and Will are office mates now.
Yeah,
Aw.
there you go.
Cool. Yeah. All right. So, any other discussion on either the Bloomberg Philanthropies or the Green Bay Packers Foundation? Go ahead and do that. Great. New business, discussion with possible action on amending the annual grant program application deadline. So, this came about because we had an applicant who wanted to put in a mural, but they wouldn't fit into our time frame. So, Laura, can you explain the proposed amendments?
So like Ken said, there have been, I think, 2 applicants now where our deadline doesn't line up with their project. And the point is to have public art, not have more barriers to public art. That being said, I think it is important that we have these deadlines set up, just as far as our budget goes. That way it's easier to keep track of. So I guess what I'm recommending is we still keep the deadline, so we have a deadline, our next deadline is gonna be June 1st. From now until June 1st, we have our pool of annual grant dollars that we can give away. That doesn't necessarily mean that the applicant has to get their application in by June, and then at June we'll determine if they get it or not, but more of a first come, first serve within this time period. So I put my application in and put a mural in now, and I get my dollars, and then throughout the time period, other people can continue to draw from that money, but then at June, kind of restarts over, and then we move on to our next kind of funding period. So we still have the deadline set up as far as kind of the breaks within the budget, so we can still keep track of it and not just give away money one after another after another. But it provides a little bit more freedom for applicants to do their projects as they come up.
So the turnaround then would be basically just up until the next meeting.
Yeah,
Before
when
you
you
can
guys
get
would
a decision.
determine if it's a valid project or not.
Yeah, so this would just open up the application process, really. The money would still be consolidated into 3 parts, 3, right?
Yep.
But people could apply whenever,
Sure.
you know. So, I would recommend that we go ahead and move this amendment forward, just based on this reason. Yeah.
So you're suggesting that you have essentially an application period, so you can apply, so you'll have allocated dollars in 3 parts, and there will be an application period of, let's say, March 1st to June 1st. So I'm just gonna throw numbers out there, $5,000 or $4,500, since 1,500 is the max, right? $4,500 we have for between March 1st and June 1st. First come, first serve.
Yep.
And then the next application period begins, let's say, June 15th to October 15th. That's what you're conceiving?
That's what's proposed, yeah. And so you could apply at the front end of that, and you could apply at the end of that period. But that money would only be able to be used in that time frame.
Okay. And so how does that get you to the place where you want to choose between artists? So first come, first served is like, okay, so we don't have any applications, we've got 2 applications in March, yeah, they're okay. And then May 15th, an application rolls in, or 3 applications roll in May 15th, which are better than the 2 that you already granted. So would you just say, why don't you apply in the next period, but is that fair? I'm just asking.
Yeah, yep.
Just trying to fill out the edges of this.
Yeah.
Yes, you have it, I think, right.
So I don't think we should ever give money just to give away. If the product is quality,
Yeah.
that should be our basis for that decision.
Yeah, that you can get 2 quality projects. that are
Correct.
Bs,
Mhm.
right? And then you can get 3 projects that are A projects.
Mhm.
And so, but you've already given away 2/3 of your money. That's my question.
Well,
Yes, yeah.
Well, it's not any difference from the humanities. We have A to B.
We do, but we're looking at all these projects and they get weighted against each other.
Right.
If we,
That's the
Within that
difference.
period, right?
Yes.
so what I'm looking at right now is our total applications that we've received. And it's not many.
True.
And so we haven't had that bottleneck of having too much. We haven't had that problem yet.
Okay.
So if we need to make that amendment down the road, I think we can. But right now, like, we're cutting people out because they need to get a project done, and the deadline for that application is after they need to get the project done.
So I think it makes sense for you, and we're still doing summary minutes, that's about to end. But I think it's important that you reflect in the minutes that for now, this is the committee's wish to get projects out there. But if the committee senses that there is more competition in the future, that the committee can amend this rule.
That's right.
That's
So,
what I think you should do.
yeah, that makes total sense. So we just need to be keen to our demands and where our pressures are coming from to make this facilitate ultimately the artists the best, and so that Green Bay can get the best art from the artists.
From the best of the best of the best of the
In our
best.
pool, yeah.
So do we need to make a motion for this amendment?
No, I mean, we're always empowered to make any kind of amendment or changes as we go forward.
But we do need to
but-
make a motion for this amendment that Laura's proposing.
Proposing, right.
Yeah. So yes. So does everyone understand the amendment that we're about to make?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, so is there a motion to pass?
A motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Good, okay. But thank you for making that point, Celestine.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we have 2
Questions.
questions where we're catching inconsistency.
In
on
regarding which item?
just the verbiage on page 6 and page 7.
Okay.
So you have under what is the annual grant program, the last sentence, applicants may submit only 1 grant application per 6-month period. Then on page 7, under restrictions, you have individuals and/or organizations may receive funding for only one grant per funding year. The same project will not be funded twice in the same calendar year. But if you have 3 deadlines and 3 application periods, those 3 pieces don't match.
Those are probably from previous edits.
Okay?
This is why it's important to proofread my stuff, guys.
Stacy caught it.
Thank you,
Good catch.
Stacy.
Well, I'm listening, I'm like, wait, that doesn't make sense with what's written. Am I crazy?
Those are probably just previous edits that I completely glanced over.
Yep.
So you have to change the verbiage to be
From
applicants
the
may
date
submit
that it's been
only.
funded,
Okay.
I would say.
Oh, what do you suggest, Beth?
Well, it's just, I think you have to change it instead of this per 6-month period or per year, if it's what is the choice of the commission? Is it, is it once a year you can receive funding? Or is it
Once a time period?
once a application period?
Yeah.
Again, you don't have a volume of applicants,
Mhm.
but, one artist or one organization could dominate
Right.
the request.
Mhm.
So I would advise typically grants are once a year. Even with the Packers, it's once every 3 years for arts and culture.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
So let's say someone applies for some money and we do not approve that project for that time period. You're saying they shouldn't be able to reapply until the next year for that project?
I would say if you're denying it, I wouldn't restrict that for an artist to come back. But if you're funding,
Oh, I see what you're
that
saying,
you're
yeah.
not funding 3 times in 1 year, one particular artist or organization.
Okay, yeah. Would that
I would
be?
say it would
Yeah,
be
or
like
you
1
could-
year from the
Because
granting
humanities,
date.
you can apply for a mini
Sure.
and a major.
You can, and then also if your application gets rejected, what happens is staff works with you to make sure that to get your application to be better. And we've in fact had a couple applications that were much
Okay.
improved.
Okay.
So,
So how about this though? What if there's a musical artist who wants to put together a $200 grant so that he or she and a group of 3 other people can play on the city deck during that time period, and it's well received, and then they want to do it again, 2 months later. So this would kind of be making that not an option, because it's technically it's the same effort, it's the same project.
Well, depending on how they describe that project, they could say it's a series and they're looking for
Ah.
funds to support that series
Okay,
instead of a one-time event.
sorry.
yeah, that makes sense because we have in special events, Matt is my partner in crime in the special events process. So we want a distinction between multi-day events that are consecutive, multi-day events that are successive, and that it makes sense that they should say, no, actually what we're really applying for is 5 events on City Deck. And as I always say, there are other funding sources to help supplement,
Okay,
so.
all right. Okay. So, I guess we'll just update this verbiage. Okay.
And then is this on the website as well?
Yep.
And thank you very much for catching that.
Thank you for doing that.
Yep, liaisons, kicking booty, all right. Then, if there is no other discussion on the amendment, let's go to bills. So consider with possible action on accepting the GBPAC bill and finance report as provided.
Attached is our budget, so
11.
the first one is kind of just our statement from 2017. We ended the year with $63,863. Starting off the new year, on the next page is kind of the breakdown from January to March. And then the last one is just our expenses in March. So the things that to take note, salary has been taken out. And then also $40 for Arts Day registration fee. Otherwise, those are the expenses for March. Things to take note of though, coming up probably in May, hopefully, we are gonna be putting in those rotating art pads, so that money is gonna be coming out. Which is why fundraising is important.
Did you say probably?
I'm really, really hoping. I say probably as in like, probably.
Most, yeah.
This better happen.
Yeah. So things to take away from the 2000, from our last pay schedule. We didn't spend as much money as we thought we might, which is great, and not great at the same time because just means people haven't been applying for our programming. So something, maybe a goal, I don't know, we probably don't want to make an objective goal, but we want to spend money. Because we want art to be going up in our public. So that's just something to take away, that I took away from this schedule, is that we didn't spend as much as we thought we would on programming. So because we're not having the application. And why, we gotta figure out why that is. Is it that the artists don't know about it? Is it the artists don't feel comfortable in applying? Is the application process too difficult? And is our bubble too small? Should we open it up to like Appleton or like, things of that nature? Obviously, the art would stay in Green Bay, but should we represent a bigger bubble, bigger pool of artists? Just some thoughts that I had when I was looking at this.
I think those are good thoughts. I also think we're a new organization. We're not even 2 years old. You have one part-time staff who's never done any of this. And this is all new for the city in general. So I think, yes, we would like to spend more money on public art and have all these projects that we can show, but I think we've made a lot of progress
Oh,
so
definitely.
far.
And I didn't mean to imply that at
Oh,
all,
no.
yeah.
I
Laura,
would say,
you're-
I don't think we should be hard on ourselves.
No. I'm sorry if that came across like that, Laura. I think there's no one who could be doing a better job, I think, at this job than you are. Yes, I take your points completely.
But I think it's really good to maybe have some of these conversations with artists in the community. Hey, do you know about our programs? Why haven't you applied? What are some things that we might change that might make you and other artists more interested in applying? So I think it's always good to ask those questions.
That's a really good point. Like, maybe we should have just like a art talk. I mean, this isn't on the agenda. That we're supposed to be talking about the bills, but I'd like to bring it up in my chairman's report then. So, yeah.
So motion to receive and place on file?
Second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Very good. Okay, so, informational chairman's report. I'd like to bring up something that I just thought of. So how do we do that? How can we attract more artists? How can we get, not even just artists, but creatives to start thinking about this? And if we think about our pool of potential candidates for these programs, it's artists, but it's also organizations, and it's also teachers and schools. So I think our body of potential applicants is very big. I don't think people really know that they might be able to receive money. Like as a teacher, as an art teacher, or as a regular teacher that has an art project, that they want to leverage their efforts on somehow in the public right of way or somehow. So how do we do that? What are some ideas that we might have?
So we might get a learning curve once we go through an application completely. And then then we can ask that artist what was the challenges. I mean, we can learn from that
Applicant
process.
Yeah.
That's just one way. I mean,
Yeah.
there's probably other ways. But it's easier. It's easier in hindsight. Oh, well, given what this artist went through, we should tweak, make changes, and so on. What can we do now? We should constantly be sending out information in all manners. I don't know if we want to use, we got the social media and all those kind of things. Right? We just got to keep pushing that until we're out there.
And certainly we want to promote local artists, but what's local? I mean, I think Appleton, and I consider that local.
I would too.
So I think we could certainly increase our bubble. The more closer we are to home, I think we really want to push that, but I think especially to begin, because once we start those networks going, we may end up with all kinds of people all over the place, and I think.
But does the city of Green Bay think there is Appleton
No, because what we're doing is, the purpose of the committee is to promote local art.
local, correct?
Right, but it's not just local artists. It's local, I mean, that art, I mean, we're not gonna send that art piece to Appleton. It's coming to Green Bay, it's staying in Green Bay, it's enriching Green Bay.
Yeah.
It's improving Green Bay.
Gotcha.
I mean, I would even say that it's Wisconsin, you know, it's Midwest, right?
But, yeah,
It's whatever artists that are here that will reflect the culture and lifestyle of Green Bay in art.
Well, it's not an eligibility requirement that you be a resident of Green
Not
Bay
at
in
all.
order to receive
No.
these funds,
Yeah.
and it never was.
Yeah.
So
So,
it could-
get somebody from Tokyo, from Paris,
Right.
Why not?
yeah.
So, and we have, you know, Arts Wisconsin, Wisconsin Arts Board, who are state representatives of Wisconsin artists, you know, who are promoting stuff. So, Ann Katz and George Sucros, maybe it'd be good to just touch base with them again and just tell them we're looking for all Wisconsin artists, that it's open at least.
Could they help us promote this idea?
Definitely, yeah.
Don't you have, so you place your call out, right, for this application?
Yeah.
They have their newsletter going out at least 3 times a week.
Yeah.
And did you send them that information? So it's
A
a link?
long time ago in the
Well,
beginning, when I was like,
So we
I
need
don't
to
have
keep
anything to
doing
do
it.
Well,
yet.
keep sending it to them and say, have the deadline be ongoing, or
Continuous.
February, October, March, whatever the
Mhm.
deadlines are, and then keep sending it to them, because they'll keep coming up in their newsletters until that deadline passed.
Mhm.
So you can say ongoing for your link, and that will go
That's
to
right.
anyone in their network.
That's
if
a
you're
really
not
good
already
point.
doing that.
Yeah,
And
because,
then I know you had mentioned that publicartist.com
yeah,
or whatever.
and I don't know.
Would this be something that could be,
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, that's something that you can find on there. Publicartist.org. So I haven't ever posted a call on there, so I don't know if it costs money, but if it does, then we should make a line item for that, and it's probably
Mhm.
like $20 a post or something, if anything. It could be free. And cafe, that was brought up also at Arts Day.
yep.
That's a pretty good one. That's probably the second biggest one. But yeah, I think we should seek those opportunities, say, you know, waive that $1,500 there. Well, and this is something else I wanted to bring up today. When I'm talking about these programs, everyone's like into it, especially artists. And then, you know, I slip in that funds to be matched. And they're like, oh, what does that mean? Like, some artists have never ever encountered that. And it's a slippery slope if we want to just like let one or two of those things go. But we should maybe consider like 1 or 2 times a year that we allow it to be a grant potentially, where it's doesn't
match
need to be
required.
matched. The funds don't need to be matched. Because if there's an artist who wants to be a public artist who just really has, and I've met many artists like this who have no idea what to do to get funding, but they know of this GBPAC, and artist funding to be matched is a very difficult concept for them. Maybe they don't have very good social skills. If we give them this opportunity, him or her, then those skills are definitely going to be boosted through the experience of all this. You know, having to come to a meeting. I know several artists that have great work that don't ever get out of their house because that's their only outlet is an art project. And making the transition to GBPAC would be a big step, but then making the transition to trying to find outside funding to match our dollars would be an unreachable step. So is this something that we want to even consider?
why was the match required in the first place?
Just
Because
because we
of
thought
funding.
we'd be able to spread our dollars around a little bit more.
Okay.
And a lot of grant programs work that way.
Yeah.
For public art,
Mhm.
Well, grant programs in general.
right.
Yeah. So it's a standardized.
Well, yeah,
but
for grants in general, but for public art, working with artists, that's different than your typical run-of-the-mill grant, I would say.
Mhm.
I'd be curious, looking at what other cities do for public art, if they do require a match.
For the annual grants program, for the rotating arts program, obviously they don't have to be matched, but for
Right.
the annual grants program, yes. So I've received grants. Madison has one called the Blink Grant, where it's not funds to be matched, where it's just, I think I received $1,500 for a sculpture. It's temporary, but I had to make it. But then I've definitely worked with ones that are funds to be matched. So they're in my experience, they're both.
And even if it is, even if we do have a match requirement, maybe we could just be doing a little bit better job at hand-holding. I mean, there's other programs in the community that we might be able to tap into for matching. So, for instance, I mean, the city's got a facade grant, OBI has a facade grant, DGBI has grants. So if the public art was a mural or a sculpture in those districts, we might be able to match our funds with those funds.
That's a great point, like having maybe a list of potential matching facilities already established, you know, for artists to just seek out to make that happen a lot more streamlined. That's a great idea. And is that something that we just, as the commission, would probably just offer up? Have you tried A, B, C, and D? Or is that something we'd want to actually post, or like?
I think it's a great idea to give, to empower these artists with more information.
Right.
So if there's that list, maybe we can just add it to our packet,
Application.
you know, our application process.
Okay, yeah, other.
Did you know kind of thing.
Yeah, like other grants that are already existing that would completely apply as being matching dollars. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Do we want to consider, like, giving one grant a year, or one grant in a period
Yeah,
as a non-matching?
I would be in favor of something like that. Maybe at least $1,500 worth or something. And that would probably have to have like a timeline on it or something. Or how we'd actually facilitate that.
That would have to be a
unique grant.
separate application that people would apply just for a grant that's non.
Yeah, I see a potential problem with that. Like, is all the artists would put all their eggs in that one basket,
right.
and then it goes to one person. So I think, yeah, this is difficult. Do you guys have any suggestions, ladies?
Not offhand.
Yeah.
Not off, you know, I think utilizing the Arts Board, and even if you have an updated flyer that you can send me, because we have our annual drop-off, like I can actually have those in the room where they're dropping off the art. That'd be another mechanism, but I wouldn't necessarily change the application process right now.
At this point, yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Yes, Elsie.
And then as Alex had alluded to, I mean, are we not trying to build capacity in artists? And so, while I appreciate that there are some artists that for them, for him or her, it's a very personal endeavor, but if they want to make a business and not just be personal, then there are things you have to do. And so, you know, I know that Laura right now is part-time, but isn't that what we want to help do, is to build capacity, to help artists to help artists create businesses for themselves.
Yeah. Okay, so it's a complicated issue, but
So we'll go with what we have.
yeah.
For now,
I think
yeah.
so. But this, if, you know,
But we could,
thinking about it.
we could put together that list to help facilitate,
Yeah.
you know, to help us out. I think that's a good step.
I think you would solve a few things. It would facilitate as a baby step to, you know, getting that artist into a business situation, but also we'd probably get more applications. No.
Maybe this is something further down the line, like, for instance, when I applied for documentaries, with public television will have workshops leading up to a grant. So it can be online, you know, it can be chats, you know, and throw us a question, what do you think? And then, so that might be, or it can be mini town hall meetings, or wherever there's an art event. If the Neville Museum is having a STEAM thing,
Right.
that would be, you know, if there's a window there to
That's
have.
tonight.
to
It is.
have a pitch. So it's just, maybe that's something we should just intentionally plan to have these information fairs, I guess.
Yeah. That's a really good idea.
You know, just have an information fair.
An established time and place. If you're an artist or creative or you're just interested in art, you can come. We'll talk about our programming and we'll have some type of really streamlined application process right there, so people can just spit some applications out. Yeah, that'd be cool.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, that's something that I'd be willing to help out with.
Maybe just one other suggestion as far as helping make sure the word is out that we've got these funds. Do we have marketing materials like out in the community? Do we have like brochures that say, you know, grants for artists? That might be something we could do.
And our local TVs, they have, if you give them enough timeline, they will post, they have like a community board, you know, that they actually put on news. It's just knowing that schedule. I think they need like 2 months ahead of time, and they'll make public announcements for us.
Okay.
Every station.
Also, it might be kind of cool if your students could make a commercial for us or something. If we could talk about doing like a DPPA.
They work for
promotion.
money.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we could come up with something.
Public radio, you know, we got our own public radio here. Maybe put you on the air for a 5-minute talk.
Mhm.
I mean, there's all these possibilities.
Yeah, that's great.
You know.
Okay, so we'll talk about this down the line, how we fund our projects and our artists. So that concludes my, steam engine tonight, everyone.
Yep.
Arts at the Neville Museum, free, wonderful, fun
Be
time.
a public art performance too.
Yes, our first art performance.
Tonight?
is going to
Really?
be, yeah.
Oh.
So we have a hired harpist who's going to be there, you know, providing
I won't harp on them.
background. Oh, thank you.
And then dance as well.
And then we have an actual presentation by a dancing artist who is a dance professional, and so she does for a job. And so she's going to talk about that, and she has like a dance video thing that she's going to be incorporating in. So it's going to be really unique and definitely new for the steam engine.
Cool.
So tonight at 6:30.
Thank you for moving that.
Of course, yeah. It's a very, very fun thing to do. Coordinators report and project updates.
Just a few things. So, obviously in a new location. Going forward until 6th floor is all finished with the remodel, we will be meeting in room 310 for our next meeting. So this was the one time here, but our next one's going forward will be in 310 probably until June.
Is that like a table situation?
Yeah, that's more of a
Think
table.
so?
Yes.
We've been in that room
Yes.
before.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay, yep, on the north side, okay, great.
And by the way, thank you for the parking permit. Do we have to apply each month, or?
That I don't know.
No, no.
Okay.
I've
You
actually,
don't have to apply, Laura will just get the parking permit.
Yeah.
the
I just
hashtag
needed
for it.
like your information.
Right, it's
Yeah.
just yearly.
Okay, so the card that you gave that I have now is,
Don't lose it.
Okay.
I thought it was a temporary card.
No, no.
It should be good until 2019, okay?
Oh, okay,
Oh,
very
I think
good.
mine's April 2018. Does yours?
Yes.
I've actually just
We-
used mine from 2017, I still had, no one's ever given me a ticket.
So ours actually has an end date.
Yes.
Which is April 2018.
Well, I don't know what it says on it, but Laura can just talk to Terry and we can handle that.
And Terry said to me that mine said 17, she said, just put an 8 on there.
Okay.
I put an 8 on there.
No,
Because
every
it's
month
already
you gotta
in the
give
system,
me.
But thank
everything's
you,
the same.
thank you.
Yeah.
This is a conversation from the cameras.
Well, is that not right?
Laura will figure
That's
that out.
coordinated.
Okay.
Coordinator
Probably
update.
best to have new ones issued to everybody.
Yeah, my understanding is they're annual.
There, okay.
Okay.
I'll get that sorted out. Review of Artie Gras. So last meeting we had, it was just before Artie Gras. We took part in Artie Gras. Tiffany and Kent came for a while and made some art with everyone, and I think it was a good marketing and networking opportunity for us. We got quite a few people who wanted to sign up for our newsletter, which means we're starting a newsletter. It's going to be a quarterly newsletter starting out here.
Yeah.
but I'm hoping that we can kind of update people with what we're doing here, not just in Green Bay, but the arts in Wisconsin, and any other cool art things that are happening, like the H&M public arts lawsuit that's going on, which is a totally separate thing, but it's interesting. But just updating people on public art in general. Arts Day, we went last week, and I think it was very beneficial. Speaking with legislators was all right.
Politicians, I hate them.
Alex presented.
Yeah, Alex.
Yeah, that was
a-
cool. That was a great
That was
opportunity.
phenomenal, yeah.
That was a great opportunity. So
Um,
the Green Bay contingency, we really represented. We were all,
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Very good.
we were out there.
But there was a breakout session of public arts groups later on in the day, so it was really nice to meet with other organizations within the state and hear what challenges they're facing and what accomplishments they've made so far. And there are plans going forward to have either an online kind of forum that we can all connect through, otherwise potentially having in-person meetups.
And that group was probably about 30 people.
Yeah.
And it was all people that represent public arts institutions or institutions that are interested in public art in Wisconsin. And that was just the people that showed up. So it was, I was really impressed at how many people turned out for that discussion.
Yeah,
So that was really cool.
it made me feel really good.
Yeah.
And then new meeting procedures are fast approaching. We have a new system that we are working on called Civic Clerk. I'm actually doing a mock training on it later today, but we are going digital. No more papers. So if you want papers, I won't be providing them anymore. But going forward, you can either bring like a laptop or tablet. I believe we are going to have tablets in the meeting rooms provided for you guys to use. But we'll kind of be running through that at our next meeting. I think Mike is going to be coming in and helping us kind of do a practice run to do the voting and checking in, making sure
Cool.
everyone's here and all that good stuff. So,
We're voting digitally too, correct?
Yes,
Oh, really?
yes.
Oh, cool.
So
And it's even
it
a-
will require a little bit more, you will need to be more methodical.
So how does that motion work? Well, I guess they'll explain, but do you have to like type the motion in or
No.
something? Okay.
No, and so what will happen is the meeting manager, Laura, can come back afterwards and then put the motions in for the report for council.
I see. Okay.
But then the item will come up, and then you'll see a motion to vote, and then those votes will be recorded by the tablet.
Okay.
It will take 10 minutes.
Okay.
The meeting manager is more complicated.
do
Sure.
you know when they're going to get invitations to
Log in.
log in and stuff?
To actually get a password,
Yeah.
that's a good question, I'm not 100% sure, but we are going forward with this next week. So for the April 17th, I think, council meeting, the second council meeting, we will be live.
Okay.
That'll be the last one for some.
It'll be the first one for some. So the election is next Tuesday, and then
The following council's the last council meeting.
is the last council meeting for
For, yeah, you always have one after.
them. Okay, sorry, yeah,
I thought,
I
yeah.
didn't think so.
No?
But anyway, so it'll
think
only
I
take 10
know.
minutes. I mean, it's simple.
Yep.
I
The
don't
the issue
remember.
is about going online, and, I mean, the meeting is simple for the board members.
Right.
But just what will take a little getting used to is going online and pulling up the agenda and the attachments.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
But it should hopefully be easier after you kind of get in the rhythm of it. Because you'll be able to type in notes, like you'll be able to review it beforehand and I want to say something about item 2, so you can type in all your thoughts and then pull it up during the meeting. And,
And this will all be available for the public.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes,
They'll be able to see the attachments, I think. Right?
they will be able to see the attachments they are permitted
It'll-
to see.
Right.
yeah.
which is everything the GBPAC does.
Right. Okay. Any other coordinator reports?
No, I think that's about it.
Okay. Then I'd like
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
This was fun, let's do it again.